How do I collect mixed data, such as manual entry and sensor data in SPARKvue 4.0? For example, such as Boyles Law. There are three methods. First, turn on your wireless pressure sensor. Choose the sensor data option located here. In the Connected Devices window, connect your wireless pressure sensor. You can check the QuickStart experiments panel to see if an existing QuickStart experiment is available for the sensor. For all pressure sensors, Boyles Law is a QuickStart. Method 1 is to use the available QuickStart. Just simply select the QuickStart. You'll be automatically brought to a page with a table and graph with two columns. One column is for volume, which data will be manually entered, and another for pressure, which will be collected using the wireless pressure sensor. Enter the respective volume values into the first column, and then select the Start button to start collecting data. You can then use the green check mark to confirm the data for each position. And so forth. Once you're done collecting data, you can hit the Stop button. If you want to build the experiment from scratch, we can return to the sensor data collection screen by selecting the hamburger menu and selecting Start New Experiment. And choosing the sensor data path again. You'll notice that we do not need to reconnect your wireless pressure sensor, as it will remain connected as long as SPARKvue is active. Method 2 uses the existing templates. In this case, we'll use the table and graph template. By selecting it, it'll also build a table and a graph, but you'll notice one column is time. In order to change time, select the label, and we want the user enter data, so select the other tab, and then create data set. A pop-up window to define the data set will come up. Put in the measurement's name, and then the measurements unit. Now, specifically for Boyles Law, we want to make sure that the data is being collected manually and not continuously. Select the Sampling Options button, and then Manual. Once that's done, we can go back and add the manual volumes for the first column. And then again, select the Start button to start collecting data. Method 3 is using the Build Experiment button located here. This method is identical to previous versions of SPARKvue, in which a template is used to define a layout, display elements within the layout, and measurements within the display element. In this case, none of the measurements is defined. Use the Bluetooth icon located here to connect or unconnect any respective wireless sensors, and use the Show Hardware Setup located here to turn off or on any measurements that is not required for this experiment. In the Build New Experiment option, all available sensor measurements is turned on by default.